You know?
I don't know, are we?
Yeah, I mean, you just press the button, so yeah.
Apparently.
Are you not going to keep talking? You said canon something. What the fuck?
I said apparently, and I thought somebody else was going to talk, so I was giving them the floor.
No one has the floor. You said
You
canon.
took the floor.
You did.
Listening.
Oh, my bad.
Good God. Way to start this the fuck out like shit. Oh, my God. Anyway, so we're here at our good friend Nick's house. We just recorded the Production Life podcast, and now we're recording Ugly Dudes Movie Reviews episode Who Gives a Shit. But today, we talk about one older film, which I think will be, I'm clearing the beer out of my throat. Shut up, I've had a few, okay? We're 3 hours deep in this, and I've had a few beers. Jesus Christ.
That's great.
Judgment is real.
But anyway, today we do, usually it's just me and Alliance on these movie reviews, and today we have the awesome privilege of welcoming Mr. Cody Wallace to the reviewing club.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. So I don't want to get into it yet because I want to review the first movie first, which was Spiderman Homecoming. We're going to do a throwback, and then we're going to do a brand new film that was actually super surprising. We're going to review the movie Kin, K-I-N.
Yes.
Sci-fi murder thriller that was like out of left field good.
Mm-hmm.
For real, though.
It's
the sleeper hit of the fucking the end of the summer.
Maybe. There's another one I want to check out. There was also the Black Klansman.
Yeah.
And I heard nothing but good things about that, which we didn't get to see because it didn't play in our local theater.
We have that weird-ass IMAX.
Right. But anyway, so what we really want to dive into here first is Cody definitely said last week, I don't know if you were high on the hashish, but you were definitely not happy with Spider-Man, the original setups, and how come there's been so many, and how come they didn't get it right till Marvel basically took the reins from Sony. So I kind of want to start there, and then we'll get into the actual Homecoming movie itself, which was, I mean, fucking phenomenal. They nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, first off, I was the liquor that night. So
you were totally the liquor.
Different. It's totally different.
Okay.
But no, yeah, because you got the Tobey Maguire series, which I watched. I liked at the time, but like he's also like looks like he's fucking 30 trying to play a high school kid.
Right. Then, I think that's a lot of people's complaints. Valid.
Yeah, and
very valid.
So they did all those, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then they do this next one, which that dude wasn't bad.
Andrew Garfield.
So at all.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was all right because it was more of a kid too, but like now this new dude is definitely.
It was like a late 20s trying to play a teenager though.
No,
same
it was
kind
still
of thing.
It was still not same, but this new dude looks at least like he's pretty fucking young.
And then the trouble with Sony happens. We all know the email scandal, and it leaks that they're possibly going bankrupt. So Marvel steps in and says, hey, we know how to help, at least in our genre that you're currently fucking royally. So what we're going to do is we're going to take charge. I really do think it's like halvesies, but from everything I've heard, Sony's version of Spider-Man doesn't necessarily have to tie in with Marvel's version of Spider-Man, even though they are played by the same person, because those are the things that are being said because of the current Venom movie that's on its way to us.
Right. Yeah.
So it's really weird. We'll put it that way. It's an odd situation they both have. Tom Holland's only signed on for 5 films. I think he's already done 4 of them, and the last one's going to be Far From Home.
I did hear he's supposed to make a cameo in that, though.
That's what I heard, and there is real footage of him on set now, whether he was just consulting or whether it's
just checking shit out.
Exactly. Or maybe he's like I really don't know, man. I really don't know. It's like Suicide Squad. Batman was in there for 9 seconds. Maybe it's something like that. Only hopefully better.
Potentially.
Right.
I think he's got 2 more films though.
No, I think it's 5, and he's done. If he did this cameo, that's 4.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's
that would
if
be
he does a cameo though.
right. So
Because
maybe
we're in the era of fake trailers.
we are definitely in the era of all that. I mean,
Maybe.
We might not be getting the Venom movie we think.
I really actually, part of me kind of likes the new trailer, but part of me also kind of is worried because the graphics they're a little dumbed down. The story seems unfinished, but I'm going to go in with an open mind regardless. I really didn't want to even see the second trailer. I've kind of been on this first trailer kick.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been watching any of the new stuff. Like even Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. I've only ever seen dude, I cover my eyes.
Yeah.
When we're in there and they come
away.
on. Yeah, I look away or I cover my eyes. I don't want to see anything.
No, because half the time now they do a first one and it's a good like teaser, and then they'll do like 2 or 3 more, and then they'll show you all the good parts of the fucking movie.
Well, and here's a big problem I have is a lot of times you're sitting there watching it and you're 10 minutes from the end of the movie and you're like, this was in the fucking trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Why do I already know this? This is the end of the fucking movie. Like, who the shit thought this was a good idea? It's a going trend. But also, Marvel's kind of changed the game, dude. Getting back into the Marvel, they have made, Infinity War, dude, most of the trailer was bullshit. It was all fake scenes that were real, but the actors in them weren't real. The scenes actually played out differently from how the trailer depicted. Very cool.
But is that going to be the second part?
Right. Well, that's a theory. So I'd like to think no. I'd like to think that we're going to get a whole nother version of the next movie. But it is a pretty good theory. And if it happened, I wouldn't be that upset about it because they actually did make toys based on a trailer that technically wasn't real. Funko, man, the Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster gear, that never happened. Spoilers.
Yeah.
But if they're using Tom Holland's clumsiness against us, like that's not a real movie poster.
You talking about the man who says too much?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets in a lot of trouble for these things. So anyway, the first few versions of Sony Spider-Man, which, dude, I will say that Tobey Maguire, the first one, and maybe the second one was pretty good. Third one was...
For its time, definitely.
Definitely. The third one was asshole garbage.
Fucking garbage fire on a train wreck.
That's because this is why Venom's going to be good, because the only other Venom in Hollywood we have to look at is that one with Topher Grace. Why is that 70s show?
Yeah.
All the people to play Eddie Brock.
Right, yeah. It was
So
a bad choice.
Like, you picked the guys he picked on, right?
Yeah. It's,
Like,
it's bad. Everyone knows it's bad. And if you don't admit it, then you're just wrong. And
it gave us emo Spider-Man, though.
it did give us emo Spider-Man.
Emo Peter Parker.
With
his little swoop.
It's been a meme for years, and I enjoy it thoroughly. Every time it crops up.
That and Tobey Maguire crying is just god-awful.
What happened to him, bro? He just fucking fell off. After Tropic Thunder, where he played the gay priest.
In the preview.
I had forgotten about that.
I know.
Now.
That's why I brought it up. You're welcome. I'm good at those.
I can't. I'm thinking of like that one movie where like they're brothers and like one of them goes to the war, and then he ends up marrying his brother's wife. He ends up being like it's him and the guy that looks like him.
Oh shit!
That's the last movie I can think of him in.
Are you talking about that movie that I just said, Tropic Thunder?
No. This one's like supposed to be like more like dramatic, like real, like his brother went over in Afghanistan. They thought he died, so he ends up marrying his brother's wife. But then he ends up not being dead, like, a while later, and comes back, and then they have conflict.
I want to say I saw the trailer to that movie.
That's just the last one I can think of him in.
I can't remember it. I don't know the title. I know I didn't see it, but I do think I saw the trailer.
It's something simple, like it might be brothers.
It might be.
Okay, this is a terrible fucking conversation.
It really is.
We're just talking about Tobey Maguire. But no.
Fuck Tobey Maguire.
Okay, so those movies, I feel like they tried to make it very Hollywood, very like sharp and like flashy and everything. And then these new ones seem like more like a comic. Like how everything is like actually played and like how everything looks.
Well, they did Peter Parker right is what they did. They made him a fucking home dude. Like he's like a neighborhood, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Well, I meant like the suit too and everything.
Oh,
like,
they went classic.
Different looks. Yeah,
they went total fucking. Well, that's what Marvel's good at.
Well,
man.
they kind of make it in like. I always felt like how they did in the cartoon, how you'd see his eyes closing, but they rarely explained it. Well, they explained it
It's mechanized.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, well, it's
because-
one of those things of like he's got heightened senses. Of
Well,
course.
he's got this super suit on.
Yeah.
And then in the new ones, we get to see the fucking Iron Spider, which is
Right.
even more
That
fucking
was
crazy.
dope. That was dope.
So what we get a Spider-Man, and I think Cody and everybody here agrees. It's like they took a fucking comic book, they opened it to the middle page, and they just reached in and holographically ripped Tom Holland out of this book and set him on the floor and went, "There's our fucking Spider-Man." Finally, they got it. Which, dude, I don't know if you guys remember, but the casting for him went months. And it was between him and another kid. The kid who played in that video game movie where
Asa Hutchins.
no, that's our governor.
Well,
Ace is his name. But
yeah. Sorry.
No, you said,
You're welcome for that too.
Asa Hutchinson,
He was
current Arkansas governor. Butterfield.
Asa Butterfield. Yeah.
Okay.
What was he in though? Like, how would I?
Ender's
think of-
Game. That's the movie.
Yes.
It's fucking
Ender's Game.
sick.
That's a fucked up movie.
It's a great
It's a
movie.
fucked up
no,
book.
it's a good movie.
It's a more
That's
fucked up book.
Fucked up movie.
Listen, I watched that movie alone, and I was not ready for how that fucking movie ended. I was like, oh dear shit.
No,
They portrayed the violence pretty accurately from I felt like from book to movie.
Dude, I didn't read the book because I don't read books because I'm not a loser.
Oh.
But no, I'm just kidding.
It's
Two against one here.
a kids space fight club.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's spectacular.
Basically, what it was.
It's a space fight club.
It's a great
That's
video
a great
game. Oh, you
yeah.
just destroyed a whole fucking planet. Like,
Spoilers.
it's been years.
Good luck with
Right, it
dealing with
has been years. If you haven't seen Ender's Game, it's really kind of on you, and you suck because it's
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
Let's watch it anyway. It's still good.
Right? I still watch it.
I kind of want to watch it again now.
I
That
actually
Talking
might
about it is also like, I did like it.
I might go home.
No,
and do
I
the-
did like it.
Yeah,
I like fucked
100%.
up movies.
Okay, so we're talking about long way around fucking Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay. Yeah.
And dudes, they fucking nailed it. They
They
fucking
did.
got the villains right. They got they got everything right.
Oh yeah.
They got everything right. There's not honestly one part of this movie where I was like, I mean, they could have really did this a little better. Like, fuck that. Like, throw popcorn in your face, comic book, total fucking comic book movie. It hit home with me, honestly, 98%. The only thing is maybe, dude, they had a John Hughes throwback scene. My favorite part of the whole movie is there's that pool scene where they're like, they answer the question, what would Spider-Man do in a neighborhood? What the hell is he going to swing off of? Nothing. Trees. A couple of houses occasionally. He's going to bash through fences. And they had fucking, was it The Breakfast Club or was it Ferris Bueller playing? It was a John Hughes film playing in the background because their inspiration for this movie was old classic John Hughes films.
I want to say
I think it was Ferris Bueller, but maybe
Yeah.
it was The Breakfast. It's been a minute since I've seen it. I didn't brush up on this movie. I'm going
Yeah,
from
I
memory here.
meant to, yeah.
Did you not?
No.
You 100% said you were going to watch it.
I know. I just end up working every damn day.
Stupid managers.
But I do like the saying from Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight, of the like, you either die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Right.
And I mean, Michael Keaton was Batman,
Dude,
and he plays one of the best villains I've seen in a minute.
Michael Keaton as Vulture
Yes,
was... Okay, first off, maybe best comeback actor next to Robert Downey Jr. of all
Hey,
time, both in the same universe.
Michael Keaton fucking nailed it in Need for Speed too.
Oh, he nails it in everything.
Yeah.
No, everything he's done, dude. The where he's the with Will Ferrell, Nice Guys,
Yeah,
where he's the captain,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, what? And he does the TLC, like,
the
hey
other
guys,
guys.
don't go chasing waterfalls. You're like, are you fucking serious right now, dude?
It's creep.
It's creep, just creep.
Creep.
Yeah. They're like, seriously, you don't know who TLC is? He's like, who's TLC? He really has. And dude, Birdman? Are you fucking kidding me? Did you guys see
That
Birdman?
was super weird.
I have yet.
I
I
loved
want
it.
to.
Dude, I loved it. I fucking loved it. It is the precursor to the Vulture. The whole movie
Fuck
is
yes.
2 takes, dude. So the takes in that movie were like 15 minutes long, but it's all one continuous shot. The
is
only
weird,
shot that changes is mid-film. It goes up to the sky, pauses, and comes back down. That's the only change you actually see. The rest of the film is literally one motion. It is jaw-dropping.
Fuck
Edward
yeah.
fucking Norton. That's another movie. Just if you haven't seen that, just go watch that. Stop this podcast. Go watch it right fucking now. It's so good and so. Oh man, just Emma Stone is brilliant. Everyone is brilliant. I'm pretty sure it won an Oscar. I'm not sure, but I think it did. I'm burping so much tonight.
Well, you are drinking some brewskis.
Are you talking about these delicious Russian-owned Pabst Blue Ribbon?
I'm not sure you're using the word delicious right, but okay.
Well, Cody, delicious?
Yes.
But that's in like Japanese.
That's definitely Japanese.
It is Japanese, but they're owned by a Russian firm. These are Japanese collector's edition cans, which I throw them away.
Well, these are Japanese collector's edition cans.
So anyway, we got great casting, great... Dude, the story.
Yes.
The storyline is beat for beat like what you would have read in a Spider-Man comic book. The way he acts, his mannerisms, the way Tom Holland was able to capture like those silly, quippy Spider-Man things. Like even when the first scene, like if you haven't seen it, fucking whatever. It's kind of on you at this
You've
point.
had time.
Yeah. There's been plenty. It's been over a year. Suck a fucking ass. So the bank vault scene. You guys don't look like the Avengers. And they do those future weapons. And what ensues and they rip the bank apart or whatever. But every single thing, beat for beat, is 100%. I feel at least 98% is a Spider-Man comic book. They changed up the whole thing with Uncle Ben.
Yeah,
they didn't even go into the backstory, which I fucking love. They made Aunt May way younger with Marissa Tomei. Like they fucking slayed it, dude.
He fucking saying how she's like give me your aunt's number. Like it's pretty all right. He's like, right. I must my hat's called Aunt May up.
Dude, they added in some of the Marvel dudes. You know, Tony Stark played a massive role.
I love the fact that they brought in Tony Stark to
like protege.
Yeah, and it gives him like a really good a way to give Spider-Man a suit and make you kind of believe that his sophisticated suit. Like no, he
wouldn't make that.
No,
like if it was giving him somebody like that,
he didn't take off sunglasses and put them over a face mask.
But here's how they justify that: they show you the suit Peter actually came up with.
Yeah,
he has that suit he did make, which is archaic and a little bit goofy. But then you get to the point where Tony makes not the Iron Spider, but the suit that you see most of the film.
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know how to describe it. But he and you see like the movement in the eyeballs. Same thing with Deadpool. Deadpool pulled that off first.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why we have the kind of movies we have now, is because that movie did so well being by itself.
They pioneered a lot of things, especially when it comes to suited figures, like where the whole body is concealed via a suit. They did a lot for that genre. They did. And it's fucking awesome to watch, like the eyes blink and all that bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
And for no good reason, but in the comic,
extra shit to it,
right? But in the comics, to convey emotion or I'm saying this thing, the eyes had to move because that's how we know people to be.
Right.
Yeah.
So no one ever really got that until Deadpool came around, and then they carried that over into Spider-Man, and then it's been fantastic. They're even doing it with Venom in the new trailers, where his face kind of peels back to the side and you see both eyes moving in unison, and they're like, "We are Venom," like that shit. Like, what the fuck? I really do hope Tom Holland's in this movie, because it sets a precedent that didn't exist before, where rated R and PG-13 cross over, which they still haven't rated this fucking movie yet.
Well, I mean, if they don't need to blow one of their shots with Tom Holland on this movie. They just need to hint at it, allude to the idea the entire time. That's all.
Just have him get hit by a web or something.
Yeah.
It's literally something small where you don't even see anything. But like, I am excited they're doing a Venom movie, because then possibly Carnage could follow.
Well, a lot of people think that it's the Woody Harrelson, because he hasn't been in any of the trailers and he is in the movie.
But he would be he would like be good for that part though. Like,
same here.
Almost
Woody Harrelson's good for any part in my book, son. I grew up on Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Ted Danson is one of my all-time favorite actors, and fucking Woody Harrelson can do no wrong. Have you seen Zombieland? Have you seen it? Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm saying just of his nature and everything from the comics and everything else. Like that would be like the perfect dude.
Oh, dude, I would
like.
if that is what it is and everybody's right and he is Carnage, I'm gonna fucking literally squeal like a schoolgirl.
It's either him or the. God, I can't think of the dude's name.
From what? What's he in?
God, I'm trying to think. I can't even.
I can't even right now.
Is it a Woody
either.
Harrelson counterpart, like in another movie that he was in, or you talking about somebody completely different?
Yeah, I'm talking about somebody completely different.
I cannot help you.
Nick Nolte, maybe?
I know a reference, but like Netflix did a live action of well, not really live action. Yeah, it was of Death Note. And he played Ryuk.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't see that, so I still don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, well, he played like the demon dude.
You should have known.
Right.
You should have known Coy didn't watch that.
Well, usually...
No, I'm saying, I was like, I know you're not going to get this.
It's based off the anime.
Hey, hold on. Usually we have the laptop, but the laptop's what's recording us today, so I don't have like my information hub in front of me, but I do have a fucking cell phone with the world at its fingertips, so we're going to type in Death Note.
It had mixed reviews, I believe.
I don't
like
give a shit.
They've had him play like he's gonna be, like he would be like a good Joker and like stuff like that. Like, you'll know exactly who it is when you see him. I am terrible with names.
Well, do you know who the villain's name was?
Are you talking about William Dafoe?
No, he wasn't. It was Ryuk.
Oh, it's William Dafoe.
Okay,
Boom.
yeah. Yes.
As soon as I saw it, you said it. Yeah, no.
Like I'm terrible with names.
Because like I was
trying
I was still thinking of like Woody Harrelson. I was like, he wasn't in Death Note. That was fucking William Dafoe.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't Woody Harrelson, I feel like that dude would do.
Okay, William Dafoe would be the shit too. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
like, I hate. If it's not him, like it's got to be him.
They wasted a good Green Goblin. They should have saved him.
They should have saved
him
until now.
Yeah, I was like, I know I've seen him in another fucking movie.
Like they should have saved
Spider-Man.
him.
Let's bring this fucking back around.
Yeah.
Them old shitty Spider-Man movies that we had to suffer through. Not really the first one, but the Tom Holland one. I mean, I really don't have enough to say about it that's bad to even make this go on really any longer because I fucking loved this movie.
No, I mean, they brought plenty of villains in throughout the whole series anyway. Like, they brought at least 5.
Dude, and they did it so correct, and they did it. They let the movie breathe when it needed to breathe. They brought in the villains at just the right times. They had the right amount of... They did that thing where they made you feel for the villain, and I fucking love when movies do that. They made you go, man, what's the moral decision? Like, do you get the villain because I kind of on his side, but do you do the right thing because, yeah, there are laws, like... What is the right thing to do? And you see that whole conflict play out. And honestly, even more so because it ends up being tied together via Parker's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, like, it even gets more intense. And, like, dude.
Which that kind of almost, it to me, makes it more believable when What's-Her-Face becomes Spider-Man or the, depending on which, I guess, one they use.
And it's like Marvel can do no wrong these days. Every fucking film they make just gets better. Thor Ragnarok, best Thor movie ever.
True.
Black Panther, unfucking believable. They made Wakanda the coolest fucking place on earth. Fucking Infinity War is just, I'm not even going to get into it, how fucking good that movie is. Mm-hmm. But I will literally say, I think Spider-Man Homecoming started the trend of these just unreal films.
And I mean, like we kind of started with the Marvel having to step in for Sony, and I don't really feel like Sony could have pulled it off anyway with something like that, like because Marvel kind of has had their tested.
And so we had our Sony shot. Were they not the ones that were behind the Tobey Maguire? And
yes, they did the other two.
They were the two.
Like I said, that had their kind of look to it. Like I said, I don't dislike any of the ones of either series. Really, they're all their own thing. And they were all separated enough, at least, where it wasn't too close together.
Well, each iteration of Spider-Man's gotten better. So.
No, I agree.
But here's
they're all. I'm saying they're all have
they're
totally
all good.
different styles.
Yeah.
But Sony has launched the Spider-Verse, and I know y'all have seen that.
Oh, I'm definitely going to see it.
Fucking the hand CGI created cartoony looking one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, you haven't seen that?
No.
It's middle-aged Spider-Man.
Oh my god, dude! And they have there's like 9 Spider-Mans in this movie.
Yeah.
They all
Oh,
no,
it's a movie already.
It's a
Yeah,
movie.
they're I know
It's
they're
coming
drawing
out.
heavily from
And-
the newer comics too, because there's
Yes.
a.
So they have like 2026 and shit like that too, or
I'm not sure about that. I think because it's
believe that's
introduced
the-
the little young black kid that he gets bit with a radioactive spider too,
Mhm.
and he's not exactly like Spider-Man. He's got his different little quirks.
it's called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And you got Spider-Man Noir, Gwen Stacy is in it, which is fucking cool. You got Peter Parker, which is just regular Spider-Man. It's played by Jake Johnson, by the way.
Okay.
oh, so this is like live action too.
It's like an animated movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's animated. The whole thing's animated CGI, like the whole
Okay.
fucking film.
that's just their voices. In.
Yes, and you got Spider-Ham by John Mulaney. Oh, that's cool. You got Rio Morales. You got Miles Morales. That's the main character.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
black kid Spider-Man who is
Is-
like found out he has this power. Then he finds out he's not the only one with the power because like 100 other fucking people are Spider-Man in this city. Yeah, it's great, dude.
Okay.
And
his dad's a cop.
right, and the list goes on and on. But dude, the
It's
trailers
a-
are dope as fuck.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't even heard of that.
But and
It's wild.
It shows you a light that I wish they would do a movie about. Of kind of like I want an old Batman movie. I want an old Spider-Man movie. Like let's put some gray on these fuckers because their comics have been out long enough to
It's because you brought
justify
it up.
that.
I will bitch that nobody has done the fucking Riddler since Jim Carrey.
Right.
Like,
I honestly
Why not?
thought we were going to get him in the Nolan trilogy, and we just didn't.
oh no, yeah.
How they could
like,
just it could have been like a tease the entire time, but I would have been nice.
No, yeah, because he's the easy one to be more of like this could actually happen.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
person.
just some criminally insane person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've had serial killers who like send in weird notes and cryptic shit. Like it's definitely believable.
yeah.
And that's just in real life. I mean, but anyway, I don't know. Do y'all guys have anything to add to the Spider-Man Homecoming thing? Because for me, it's damn near perfect. It actually is in my top 5 Marvel films.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like all I can say is good things. So I don't really have a bad thing to say about it.
I'm having to agree again because it's like Thor Ragnarok
Right.
and Homecoming.
Oh, they're
like,
side
they're
by side.
tied.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Like whatever position in the top 5 they're always
Yep.
tied because I mean they're
Well, because they took a tired set of movies and made them like unreal.
well this came
Because the first 2 Thors were good. Don't get me wrong, I have them both.
They just don't have the comedy like that Ragnarok had.
And they don't have
like,
the
that kind of
fucking.
balance.
They don't have the story just punch, man.
Well, Dark World experienced a lot of fucking issues.
It did.
A lot of fucking issues.
I still like it.
I
I
mean,
watched it just the other day, man.
Yeah, I don't see it as that bad, but it is definitely the weaker.
I
of
think it's the
3.
weakest Marvel movie
Yeah, for sure.
of the new generation. Some people say the Hulk, but I give it to Thor.
But I think that's why Ragnarok was so much better though.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not talking about that. Yeah, thumbs up for Homecoming.
Cody, any actual issues that you can think with Spider-Man Homecoming?
No, because I really enjoyed the after credit scene where they fucking brought in the Rhino and like had him in like an actual like big ass like mechanical suit and
That
everything
was-
to try to make it like kind of.
That was Andrew
More
Garfield.
realistic.
Yeah, that was not Homecoming.
Was it not?
No, that was Andrew.
No.
It was.
The,
Oh shit! Okay, so that was the middle series.
so you're proving that you liked it. Yeah,
This
you're
is the
proving that
problem.
It wasn't a problem. Yeah.
That's the problem. Is we had too many goddamn Spider-Man changes. Like I said, I'm not upset with any of the movies. I'm just upset that they don't use the same people, which really it got me between like the DC TV series and then the movies because they don't try to like. I guess TV
yeah, they won't
actors
play
are
off each other.
different.
Yeah, they won't play
But
off
like
each other.
I feel like it'd have been a good connection. Like to
Well-
do something like that, but like just some kind of separation like that. There's like it's not a Spider-Man TV series right now,
Right.
so there's nobody
I-
to like try to compare him to. But I'm not saying
There-
anybody would do better. I'm just like
There was an animated series a while back, but I don't think.
no, there's been that. I mean, there's a live action Spider-Man from like '92.
Yeah, I
or
don't
some
think they're
shit.
going to ever
That-
redo that.
That
Well,
train wreck.
No, I'm just
The amount of I think really that boils down to just the amount of money it would take to make a live action Spider-Man. It just isn't realistic because those effects just have to be on par. They really do.
I mean, like I said, they do the DC series. Like And they got like the Flash.
A Netflix
and, like,
miniseries I would be
DC
really happy with.
A
because-
miniseries could work. Where
No,
they're like,
yeah,
here's $1
that's what
million.
I'm saying. Like, they don't have anything like that, but like I feel like that could do good. But like that's just where they kind of like, oh well, this
you know-
actor is who I know as Spider-Man, but then there's this guy too who's also Spider-Man.
Right.
Like,
Don't
it's just,
cancel
obviously
it
I
out,
just
dude.
picked up two
Because
different people
Sony is just fucking cranking this Spider-Verse the fuck up because they got this new already this year. They have the Venom movie and the Spider-Verse movie. That's just this year.
And the Spider-Man game's pretty fucking
is the
awesome.
Spider-Verse thing already out?
No. It comes out this year though. It comes out in a couple months.
No, I'm sorry. Y'all were talking like it was already out and y'all had seen
No,
it.
no,
and
no,
Oh,
everything.
we're,
Like,
we're going off the
all right.
trailer.
The preview is the shit.
Okay.
They haven't even. I don't even think they've made a second one.
No, they have. Well, at least I haven't seen one.
I haven't
I'll
seen
have to
one.
check that out, dude.
Dude,
It
it's
just came out with the Spider-Man game too. It's like
Yes.
Dope
Shattered
as
Dimensions.
fuck.
dude. The reviews
Something
are
like that.
through the fucking
But
roof.
it's kind of the same thing. There's just like all these different versions
Right.
of Spider-Man.
Yes,
so
it's
it
the
kinda seems the
Spider-Verse.
same.
Yep.
I'm really digging the web slinging in the new game though. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's freaking dope.
So really, this movie review is kind of pointless because we're like, yeah, this movie's fucking great. Honestly, dude, if you haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, well, you're just kind of fucking up.
Man, I just want to talk about how awesome it was.
Yeah, that's all I want to do too.
Like,
How good of a fucking job Marvel
Let
did.
me tell you what they did right.
Yeah. So let's get into the fucking shit of it and let's get to the movie that was honestly just, dude, we went in literally on the poster and Cody went in literally on me just saying, hey, come to the movies.
Hey, we're going to see this movie tonight. What is that? It's just a movie. It's sci-fi. It's like
It's
kind
a
of murder. Like, just go
sci-fi-
see it. I
I'm
was
gonna
like, fucking,
call-
I ain't got anything else to do. So
Right.
yeah, I didn't look up shit. I didn't see a movie poster. I didn't see a trailer. I didn't hear a damn song. Like nothing.
I mean, there wasn't. I don't think it was heavily
I had
advertised
I
at
had
all.
not heard about it at all.
Had James Franco, which,
Yeah, he's the main antagonist.
dude, when he comes into this fucking film, it is actually scary.
Yeah,
You're like, whoa, dude, you're fucking terrifying as a bad dude. Holy shit. And I want to, before we even get to like that part, I want to say, I want to go kind of over the synopsis for those who might, I'm just going to read it off the IMDb page here. It's
He just happens
chased
to be
by a
in Spider-Man.
vengeful criminal, the feds, a gang of otherworldly soldiers, a recently released ex-con and his adopted teenage brother are forced to go on the run with a weapon of mysterious origin as their only protection. And basically what that means is this is a murder mystery, like sci-fi film. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it's probably one of the more original films of the year. I haven't seen Black Klansman yet, and I heard that one is
yeah.
probably the most. But, dude, Ken was a sleeper hit for sure.
Yes.
Oh, for literally just going in blind, that was fucking great. It's literally real life. If you found a fucking ray gun,
Right.
what would happen after that?
If
That's
you found-
literally all it is. It's that simple.
If you found a ray gun and your brother was a piece of shit.
Yes.
I mean, well, funny anecdote, but when because the opening scene for it, like you see the city that's just like dilapidated.
It's
And I-
Detroit.
No, I thought that I was about to lean over and tell you, like, I think this is Detroit.
I literally had the exact same
Yeah.
thought. I was like, oh, they're in Detroit. That's sad. That's sad just to even be able to be like, yeah, that's Detroit. We all know Detroit's fucked up.
Yeah, I just
But basically, the movie follows this young kid. He's an adopted brother to a guy who was in prison, and he finds this weapon. And I definitely don't want to go into like the whole thick of it because I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil this.
it is semi-new, yeah.
It is fucking amazing, the story and the way they 360'd the whole thing, how the whole story
yeah.
comes full circle, and you are not. First off, this person isn't even listed as a character
Yeah.
actor. You are not even ready for the cameo. Remember at the end?
Oh no, I do.
Dude. Blew my fucking mind. I think I physically grabbed you.
yeah.
And I was like, dude, holy fuck.
I was like, oh shit, okay.
And dude, honestly, okay, so it has the guy that played the boyfriend in Transformers 5. And he did okay. I want to say the weak point to this film was probably him and honestly,
Well, DQ.
Dennis Quaid, man. Like, I really feel like he kind of phoned this in. Like, I will say if there's a low point, it's Dennis Quaid's performance. And I will give credit to the guy who was in Transformers. Let me look his name up. I shouldn't be such a shithead.
I will say what was the teenage?
His
black
name's
kid's name?
Jack Rayner. He played Jimmy Selinsky.
Okay.
He started to get good, but it was like halfway through the film.
Yeah.
But the other half, I was just like, I'm just not convinced, man. I'm not convinced because every crying scene, there was like no tears. I know we all noticed that because we all said it in the parking lot afterwards, but I was like, you know, if the kid really to me was the shiner of this one.
Yeah, that's what
like minus
yeah.
the cameo and all that stuff. Like, dude, I want to see him in more shit.
for sure.
Like, if they can put him in just about anything, honestly, if you want to do a fucking Black Panther 2 and have this little boy in there, he's fucking phenomenal, dude.
Hey, Ormar could have had a son.
Dude, I mean,
That's.
I don't think that's where they're gonna go with it, but I mean,
it'd be funny if that's how it even happened.
Right.
I thought when I watched Black Panther the first time, I'm like, it's gonna be funny. He has to kill his son. Like,
that would be ridiculous. I hope that's not true.
I mean, he's in the military. I mean, like he's gonna
Right.
bang some out.
Right? They do have illegitimate children. That is something that happens.
That's the thing.
You have all these little wild fucking Wakandans running around.
But I would hope that they would think harder than that for the fucking villain of the next $1 billion movie. But okay, so that kid's a standout hit.
Yes.
And dudes, the story was just actually really good. Even with like some of the acting flaws, which I'm not gonna say they sucked, because like who the fuck in this room can act?
I mean,
We're sitting in a laundry room talking about fucking movies.
You just think you know me.
Oh, okay. Cody's a serious. You're just gristled.
Did you just deepen your voice to make it sound like his?
I'm Batman.
No.
I didn't deepen my voice.
did
You
it
deepened your
again.
voice. I didn't do a thing. I didn't do anything.
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
Dr. Claw. Yeah, okay. Too far.
I wasn't ready for that.
I don't think it was far enough.
But here's what's not far enough is how good this fucking movie is and how no one's talking about it.
Well, I mean, it's one of the things that, like we didn't see. We were leaving the movies one night, and then I was just like,
You saw a poster.
yeah, I started reading. I was like, I thought it was just like some ad
Yeah.
for like a brand, but no, it was a movie poster. I'm like, I started reading the cast list. I'm like, who's in here? And I'm like, Dennis Quaid, okay, James Franco,
yeah, dude.
Zoe Kravitz. I'm like, all right, like,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then it
Oh,
was
and Zoe Kravitz. She's the other dude. I forgot about that. She plays a stripper
yeah.
who is fantastic.
And you do not see her titties, though. I will let you
Well,
know.
that's okay. We don't have to see them.
No, we don't. I'm just saying, like, it was kind of cool that they were actually in a strip club, but you don't actually see.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I was kind of like, oh, they're not going to show like a gratuitous boob shot.
But it wasn't like you could tell it wasn't forced.
But what's cool about this movie is you have these guys. They're on the lam. They keep causing havoc. They have this awesome ass ray gun thing, and then I still haven't seen a trailer for this film. Did you guys go and watch the trailer?
No.
I don't have a fucking clue what's in the trailer of this movie, so I don't know if we're giving shit away or what.
I don't know either, but I mean, because like when the first openings, there's an explosion that happens, and like the smoke is like very visibly
Right.
edited into the shot. It's not really quote unquote realistic.
Horribly fake.
Yeah, it looks like it came from like 2006.
It straight out of a video game.
Yeah.
Right. And
And then I was worried, but like once the movie picks up its pace and like you get your story, like
I tell you what my favorite part of the whole thing is, and then we can go to you, and then we'll go to Cody.
Okay.
My favorite part is that there are 3 different stories happening in this one story. So you have the sci-fi part, you have the villainy part, and you have like the very realistic like home problems part.
yeah,
I fucking loved it, dude. I was just like, man, and at the end, like what makes a good story is where they round off the stories. They tell the whole story, and they definitely did a great job at telling all 3 stories. Every single one of them had a finite beginning and a finite ending, and you're just like, man.
and the stories they actually made sense.
They
though,
make sense the whole time.
Like they opened the book and closed the book with you.
Yes,
So.
regardless of like the acting issues, the story part of it is strong. The script writer deserves a much bigger film.
I think James Franco might have found a calling to
Play villains.
play a villain.
Fuck.
like I can imagine because I mean he plays like a thug-ish villain that's very kind of.
Listen, dude, that first scene when they're talking in that fucking basement,
Yes.
I was actually scared.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could the tone it's set for like the scene. It was just
Dude.
like, no, this is serious for this
The
guy.
fucking look on his face was just like, oh my fucking god, like he's gonna do something like right
he might
now.
actually kill his co-star.
Dude. So, what was your favorite part, Justin?
I mean, the scene where you just described was pretty awesome too, but when he goes back and there's a scene where the main kid actor, he goes to an abandoned building to like scrap and stuff to like make
Right.
extra money. Well, finds the ray gun, freaks out, runs away. I want to say that would probably be in the trailer.
I'm hoping.
I'm assuming, but I mean, like he goes, like when he goes back, like that whole kind of iteration and what happens, and that
like
segment,
the jump off of the story, like
Yes.
where it really takes up.
where he kind of realizes what he actually finds,
Right.
and he doesn't fully realize it, and like you get like
You get
do-
little glimpses.
you get glimpses, and it's the ending of it, like it explains a lot, even about the main character you're following.
We can't even get into the ending. Cody,
No.
what's your favorite part, dude? I know it's probably that's actually my favorite part, but we can't say shit because it's so stupid. So like aside from the crazy ending, what is actually like your favorite part of the story?
So I'll stay at that, but I'll go kind of a different direction. My favorite part is that it reminds me of shit I used to watch. Like, not that they're related, but it reminded me of like The Fifth Element. Like that kind of film where it's like something totally by it fucking self. And even if it's kind of far-fetched, it's not like too far.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Right, it's just
Yeah.
enough. Like the only thing in this fucking thing was they had that gun, and there
Right.
were like other shit with like the two people that were owners of the gun, basically.
Right.
But everything else was just like it'd be normal.
Right.
So
Right.
like
Well,
nothing
they-
was too far. Like
Yeah,
you know
So
what I'm saying?
they were definitely very, like, I think what you're saying is they were very grounded in reality.
Right,
and
no,
they-
that's what I'm saying. It just reminds me of shit I used to watch that I like that, or like Pan's Labyrinth, or like some
yeah.
shit like that, where it's like something totally by itself can be its one and done and be fine.
Cody throwing out the hits, dude.
I like some shit, all right? I watch a lot of movies.
Dude, I fucking totally agree with what you just said, man. I think that's why it works, man. I think that's why the far-fetched parts work so well, is because, dude, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say like 85% beer of this movie is very realistic, almost hyper realistic, very scary actually.
Well, it's realistic into the point where like you involve a ray gun, and it's
Right.
Well, I'm just saying that like it puts into perspective like, well, what would you do if
But
you?
honestly, dude, the ray gun scenes, I can't say that like that's not what
they didn't
what
overuse
actually
it.
happened.
They did not overuse it at
I
all.
don't think so.
No, so this is what you would do. You would be like, "Oh, check this shit out." And he was like, I guess I don't want to go
Right,
too far,
right,
but,
right,
like,
right, right.
He
Yeah.
was just doing shit like in his room and just like what I think I would do if I was a little kid. and
tinkering.
found- Yeah,
Yeah.
just like
He-
like messing with it, playing
he
around. and
investigates
then
what
it
he-
just
he
eventually
finds.
becomes an actual factor.
Right. Until it's time to use said weapon.
Yes.
Which he didn't realize was a weapon for quite a bit too, which the beginning, I kind of like this film too, because the beginning of this film, it has like a slow burn.
Yes.
It takes a minute.
'Cause you just know something's different, but you don't know what the fuck's going on at all.
Right. And
Like,
they
you're
don't,
just like, all right, this is weird. Like,
and they don't tell you until, I mean, dude, honestly, like 20, 30 minutes
that's what I'm saying.
in.
Until he figures it out, you don't know what the fuck's
Right.
going on.
Yeah.
You just think, oh, you kind of see what's happening, but you don't really
Yeah,
know
based on
what's
the
happening.
Scene where they fucking found it.
Right. And that's all you have to go off
That's
of.
crazy enough as it is.
Right. Because they don't even get us to that information for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, they never really explain what.
But I think that's why it well, exactly, yeah.
I
But I think that's why it matters, because they set up characters that you actually cared about. Yeah, some of the acting is whatever. Let's just go into that. So my big downfall for the film is definitely there's two people that definitely phoned it in, one of which got better as the movie went on.
Yes.
But Justin, do you have any other like kind of like parts that you were just like, man, that kind of tossed me out of this film?
There's a scene where you meet Zoe Kravitz, and then there's the bad guy in there of the strip club, and that whole kind of what happened in the bar up at, like, I did like what the kid does, but it was kind of, I saw it coming too.
Right. Oh, so a little bit predictable.
A little predictable. I just the typecast villain they had.
Also, a little bit, that part was even more than the ray gun, to be quite honest, a little bit more unrealistic. The whole money for the,
like, there's no.
Get into it,
I don't care if you're going to a shitty strip club. You're not getting a kid in there.
Right.
Not going to happen at all.
Yeah. Cody, field it over to you. What is like one thing that just like kind of stood out where you're like, I mean, yeah, but no.
I mean, I'm pretty relaxed when it comes to movies. Like, it either entertains me or it doesn't. I can't with you right now. But just, that's what it is. Is like, I try not to pay too much attention to like the nitty gritty, because literally any movie you watch now, somebody's gonna bitch about something,
right?
And like they're gonna find a way to say this movie's shit. But most movies that people think are shit, I actually end up liking because I'm not a fucking asshole, and I just like watching shit that entertains me.
That is literally why we started this. Because I feel like even my favorite movie reviewer of all time, his name's Chris Stuckman, I feel like even he gets a bit, and I don't want to say pompous, but he's just like, he's reviewing every aspect, and I'm like, yeah, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like even this movie, dude, the bad parts of the movie didn't take me out of the movie.
No.
I still thoroughly fucking enjoyed it, and we watched it in IMAX, literally unprovocated. We had not seen a single trailer. Me and you saw it on a poster, and Cody saw it on, hey man, we're going to the movies. Want to go?
We're going to see this movie you've never heard of.
We were the only 3 people there.
We were the only 3 people in an entire IMAX.
It was nice because we get to kind of conversate at certain times.
Yeah, we could actually talk.
When to talk, when not to talk.
I definitely had a few quips I tossed in on top.
Yeah.
I feel like I won Comedy Award of the Night for that one. You guys can disagree, but I definitely.
I mean, that's fine. I'm very much like, I go to a movie, like I sit there and I do say things every now and then, but I try not to fucking talk at all. I'm fucking zoned in.
100%.
Same here.
But that's kind of you with everything. I know I'm doing good when I hear that nose blast of air come out, because that's how Cody laughs. He gets, the air comes first and then the laugh. So like that's how I know I've done my job. Oh shit, dude! Fuck. Fucking Nick's bringing us food. What is this?
Oh shit!
It's Earl Campbell's fucking links, and there's pepper jack cheese and Colby cheese.
Oh shit! We got Earl Campbell's links and pepper jack cheese and Colby cheese. I'm gonna try fucking some of these.
Okay. Yeah.
But so, dude, fucking customer service at its finest, man.
The best thing that could have happened possible.
So, I think we can sort of try to kind of wrap this whole thing up. Obviously, I think we're all 3 in agreement. If you had to go see Spiderman Homecoming, honestly, if you haven't, you're just kind of dumb. And I get that you might not like superhero movies, but this is great, man. It's got a real story. It's got a real what's the word I'm looking for? It's realistic, but
it just feels good.
There you go. That's it. It's a feel-good movie. It's a John Hughes film, man. If John Hughes made a fucking superhero movie, they nailed it. This is it. But if you guys had to say, how would you view Ken? Would you guys say it's a theater film? Is it a Redbox release? Or is it a definite, let's buy this on whatever and watch it at our friend's big screen? Or is this go to the movies if you can?
I'd definitely probably say go to the movies, but honestly, like, big screen at the house is also acceptable. Because, I mean, I did like it, and, like, I'm probably going to be buying it for sure.
I was going to say, would you buy it?
Yeah, I would.
I'm definitely going to buy it. Cody, what about you?
No, see, I'm with you. Like, I would say go to the movie theater just because of all the shit that does happen. Like, it's just cool to, like, hear it, like, super loud. like obnoxiously, just like crazy,
Oh, yeah.
like how
It's-
you think it would be,
Right.
and then just like see everything. Like I said, we went to IMAX, so like literally, like I couldn't fucking not look at this goddamn movie, and then like, and it just like the sound was like crazy, but it was like perfect because it puts you in the scene more. Like I said, it reminds me of, like Fifth Element, so like something kind of like a bigger, kind of ish movie where like it's gonna be different if you watch it in a theater than it's gonna be at your house.
100%.
Very true.
I 100% agree with that. Cody, you fucking nailed it. All right, guys. This has been another episode of Ugly Dudes Movie Reviews. Today we reviewed, well, a couple of films actually, but mainly Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, we're terrible. Spider-Man Homecoming and a new movie out, Ken. It didn't get a lot of fucking praise. It didn't even get a lot of attention.
It didn't get a lot of press either.
It did not get a lot of press, and honestly, I urge you to go see both of these movies. I know most of you have probably seen Spider-Man who's listening to this, so that's without saying. But Ken definitely earns its own spot in the fucking film world. It's an original story. It has a lot of great points. Yeah, some of the acting's whatever, but it really doesn't matter. The sci-fi is great, and the cameo is out of this fucking world.
Very true.
That's perfect.
With that all said, if you do see it or if you have a different opinion of either of these movies, check us out on the social media networks. We are at CrashCast Pod and on Twitter, CrashCastPod1, because as always, Twitter is fucking weird. And I don't really have much else to say. You guys got anything?
No, man. I think
Good.
that wraps it up.
All right, guys. Well, as always, thanks for listening.